very, very important is caste is a baggage that it is carried. It is a burden. It is a burden or a baggage, something one has to, one is thrown into it, and we are taught day in and day out about this baggage, that you have to live this, you have to walk like this, you have to sit like this, eat like this, you have to shave like this, also hair, bath like this, everything, everything is taught. I think that everything has, everything, not a single bit is away from the caste. Everything has relation to impurity and purity theory, which is embedded in the caste ideology. So therefore, when you claim anti-caste, that's what I am argue. When you claim you anti-caste, you are not opposing your own unlearned experience. See, for example, I was talking about the tone, the language, the tone of a Dalit is always a lower tone, and I don't see anybody rejected it, and but that tone comes from our personal family experience. So it is that reason it is quite difficult for Dalits to also accept the fact that we are we are also part of the society, which we are happily living with that. The other problem, that is why there is no good or bad in caste, so everybody accepts it. My family would say that why we might be a scavengers, we might be I mean, say, just giving discussing for the sake of discussion, I'm using this as a scavenging. So we do scavenging, but even the own scavengers would say that chichi, this is a bad job. So that much of influence they have been influenced by the dominant Dalit discourse, or any discourse. And Dalit discourse is again influenced by the Brahmin discourse. The Brahmin discourse is, see, this is a bad job. Or what Dalit says, that's a great job. I'm saying that don't say great. I'm saying that consider that as a labor. A labor has been put. Somebody's working there. Consider that a labor. Nobody's considering that as a labor. Which anti Kanchiram's people, some were referring to the anti-caste leaders. See, I'm talking about not the labor respect. I'm talking about the self-respect of a labor, not that the work timing alone. A respect, labor itself getting respect. I don't find anything has happened till now in not only bits and pieces, even not only nationally, even bits and pieces. There's no such movement. So therefore, I find this kind of an inculcation happens only in Indian community, that we do the same job, we also shit the same job, we shouted the same job. See, I think that brings my question to experience to the COVID response. It's very sad that as soon as we all not we are not from the mainstream discussion also, we are not from a different nation, we are not from a different race. We all claim that we are part of a one national flag and one Indian state. One Indian state means one nation, and then we all have something common to share. But when there is a people say that when there is a calamity, we all join hands. But why is this business communities in India are never conscious at all when it comes to coming to see the public? For example, during COVID, yesterday, even the all the business join hands together. That is another sad. Knowingly or unknowingly, they do it. There is this channel called Pudiya Talamurai, the TV channel. It says, it's a headline is, the vegetables since the crowd was, people were thronging the market, the vegetables skyrocketed, price skyrocketed. See, I'm a witness to it. 4 o'clock in the morning, I go to Coimbatore market and I ask them the price of an onion. That is 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, four o'clock in the morning. That is the time when all the onions were getting unloaded and some were getting loaded. So they said it is 40 rupees. When did the crowd come? Crowd came after 10 o'clock. But it was decided it was 40 rupees as a wholesale price rate. Then the mediator will take 5 rupees, that is 45. Then it goes to the retailer, it goes to 50. So 50 rupees onion price. Let us think now. Tomato price the day before yesterday, it was 20 rupees. Then yesterday it was 750 rupee per rack. Uh, so this much of price they left. Now let us think practically. There is a lockdown for the last 1 week, now it's a proper lockdown. They say they have announced a proper lockdown. Now think about the people who do not have a bike, who couldn't go to any job. Think about the lower class who has to pay all the dues and the EMIs and everything, because there is no moratorium has been announced. They can't go to job. Now you charge them on food, so much you charge. You force them to eat. You force them because they are helplessly standing. The government has announced, for the welfare of the people, I'm locking down. But now the business community is saying, for welfare of my own thing, I hefty charge and I take mint money out of your suffering. It's like a hospital minting. They minted money like anything yesterday, and now for 1 week I'm not sure what is going to happen. There's going to be a skyrocket. Now my approach to this, it was very interesting, that let us see where this approach comes from. When I embraced Islam, the first Ramadan month, I've been called by several Muslim community people, and they asked me, do you have food? Because this is a time when fasting and everything is happening, and also it's a lockdown. So if you do not have food, let us know. And then I said, no, I have food. You can give it to someone. But at later part, they said, no, we have divided the food, rice, grocery material, and we are serving to all of our community members. Then they do that. So now, where this community comes from, I was nowhere. I embraced Islam and they served. And so for inquiring, I called other district people and I asked them, how's your place? They said, yes, they all approached us and they served us, and all of us embraced Islam. So all of them said that, yes, we are also part of it and we got served. So this community feeling is there. Now in Hinduism, I've become a chaklier, and now a Brahmin. What is a Brahmin? For according to the Brahmin, you shouldn't even respect my labor. So that's why scavenging job or Dalits labors are called, seen as an enslaved job. They don't even consider the job. Therefore, they don't even consider, first of all, it's a labor. They take this for granted. I think that is the same approach the dominant caste is doing on COVID. That what they do is they put a hefty charge. They don't even think that we are all community. They don't even think that it is the same market people. It is the same person who comes to my shop every day. This is the same person whose blood and sweat I have been minting money out of it. Nobody thinks on that angle. I'm not saying there is nobody. There are few people, but the vegetable vendors and the mediators minted money like anything, and this all comes from this casteist mentality of seeing that I'm a Brahmin, somebody is Shudra. And not only that, Shudra's labor is not considered. So therefore, let us put any charge on them and let us eat out of it. So it is the same thing, right? I can give you one experience in my own area. There was one Dalit and other OBCs embraced people. So what they did is they were building it. There was a temple built. He was painting it. He painted the temple. He designed everything. He painted. And then for the next day there was this function, inaugural function for the temple ceremony. For the ceremony, when he went, they stopped him. They said that you can't enter. That is the same thing happening in COVID. That we are not bothered about you. We are bothered about ourselves. This individualness, that is crucial for caste. And I think that is something we have to pay attention to. That it is a disease. Corona is not the disease. The real disease in the Indian society is the caste disease. How our even a thought process is taught, and most importantly, how this also negative effect has on Dalits is Dalits accept it. For everybody, a common understanding for everyone, and many people boast it. Some people boasted last year. I minted the 1 lakh rupee from this lockdown. So you see, there is this boasting also happening. There is suffering. People do not, even the people who suffer do not take this as an issue. For example, Dalits, if you say that tomato is 50 rupee or onion is 60 rupee, they take it. Ah, yeah, yeah, because it's a lockdown. It will be charged will be high. Why charge will be high? Because I will make money out of your suffering. So they also say, yeah, you have to make. So that is also a negative approach it has on Dalits, that they don't even realize it. I mean, not only Dalits, any customer, they don't even realize it. They say that no, you have to. So it all comes from the labor, because if they would have respected their labor, then they would have not left this go, because they would have said that even my labor has to be respected. So I think that respecting to the labor is not there, and this caste labor becomes a serious problem. So I think the real problem right now during Corona is for us to see how the society itself sees this. So sees the people, different people, and how they engage. I think that is a very, very, very important thing we have to see.